This is going to be one of the most ironic episodes of the Optional Boss Podcast. This is episode 69. Nice.
Nice.
We are your hosts, Josh and Tyler, and today we're going to talk about intros. The reason I say it's ironic is because, sad face, we got no music.
Yeah, we're so good at intros. We always start things off properly, even if we have no music, or sometimes get the episode title card wrong, or even our names.
Yes.
You know what? It's been
That
a
did
wild
happen,
ride.
and we won't talk about that.
We're just gonna have a nice discussion on intros, video games, and just video games in general, because we make you guys wait for these right now, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, more games get played, so we get to make the preambles even longer.
Yes, everybody loves the preambles, right?
Yeah. Which
But as always, let's get into the preamble before we get into the topic at hand. Tyler, what have you been up to?
Oh my god, I've played every game I own this month. I don't know, I was struggling for a bit there in the old gaming limbo, digging through the backlog, and due to such, oh my goodness, played like Lies of P, a little bit of Dark Souls, but I think the most notable things I've done recently, so I went back and I did a replay of Iconoclasts, which I know we've mentioned on the podcast a couple times. Delightful indie darling of a game. Honestly, it's just disgusting that it's not as known as it should be, because this thing is beautiful. And I like the fact that its control scheme is so simple, and its visuals, though very well done, are still kind of simplistic. It makes me feel like it's like a long-lost Game Boy Advance game. And that's going to speak to my soul.
With that said, when you first played it, you're like, okay, you weren't paying too much attention to the story and whatnot, and then as you were getting through it, it's like, oh, I wish I paid attention because this is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you actually get to enjoy it, even though that you knew what was kind of coming?
Oh, much more. It's such a well-realized world. I like it when something has such a confidence in its concept that it doesn't really need to explain things to you. It's just, this is our weird world. All the trees look like cubes. We all worship basically this magical gasoline. You just kind of go with it. Oh no, it's great. And it's a pretty breezy playthrough too. I want to say it's maybe 8 hours or something.
It's not too long, not too difficult by any means. But it's funny. I'm going to say this. It's very memorable. The path that you do take and the major story arcs. But I forget the name of the one agent who goes absolutely insane over you.
That could be Agent Black. That's the one that you fight a couple times, actually. There's spoilers that I won't mention, but they're probably the most prominent boss fight.
It's near the end.
Yep, that would be Black.
So that boss fight is just it is the epitome of anger at someone.
Oh God.
You are losing your mind to go to this extreme.
And it just comes at you nonstop. It's such a fun fight. And I will say, it's not a particularly challenging game, but I like how a lot of its boss fights are kind of like mini puzzles. Sure, it might come down to what weapon you have to use at a certain time and whatnot, but it's still more engaging than just shoot it a bunch till it dies. And
oh yeah, you got to pay attention to what you're doing, but not by any means on Souls level. It's a very from a challenge standpoint, it's very casual.
It's a weird comparison to make, but I'm gonna just kind of keep it along the lines of a GBA game. It really kind of gives me vibes of Metroid Fusion. It's a Metroidvania, right, but it's more on the linear end. They only give you so many tools, but they do a lot with the tools that they give you. Really just all around solid time and gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous pixel art. Oh my God.
Yes, it is very good.
So that was one of many things that I did, and I will go into more.
I know he said he's not going to, but I would love an Iconoclast too.
You know what makes me sad about that too is when you beat the game in the end credits, it's like, it says something like "until next time" or like, "see you next time" or something like that. And it's just like,
Oh,
oh,
does it?
that means that there was at least a time when he did want to make another game.
Yeah.
So, but before I elaborate further, and just because I've been into some weird stuff this month, what have you been up to?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. God, I'm trying to think of everything that I've played recently, though. Because I know there has been some things since last time. I mean, I finished my Factorial playthrough, finally.
Yeah.
This one was like over 300 hours, so... but I did what I wanted to do.
They only get longer.
Well, I set out with... So, with the Space Age DLC, there was a... It's called the Shattered Planet. You can't land on it. There's no reason to go out there. There's no achievement to get. It's more like self-bragging rights. So on your way out there, it is just a non-stop barrage of asteroids that you got to try and fight your way through. And obviously, like, you don't have resources. Like, you can't just fill up your ship with ammo to blast through this. So you got to make something that's small enough that it doesn't get hit too much, but big enough that it can produce the amount of ammo that you need of each type of weapon. So you got like turrets, you have missile launchers, and you have railguns. Each have different purposes. You can set them up to only target like big, medium, small, huge asteroids. So there was a lot of like complexity in that. The actual ride, and admittedly, like, I didn't stay at my computer for when I was actually making the journey out to the Shattered Planet, because no, fuck that. The spaceship that I built to get out there, it was about 10 hours to get out to the Shattered Planet.
Jeez. Like 10 real hours?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So I left it running and I go do something else. Especially in winter. I mean, we had snow galore so far, so go out, snow blow the driveway, make dinner, come back. Okay, still alive.
It's like an idle game at that point, just with a lot more stress.
Yeah, I just wanted to get there. And like I said, no reason. And then also I had like a kind of goal in mind. Like, the whole thing is like research as much as you can, and you need to make these science packs to actually get up there. So I was aiming for 10,000 science packs a minute to be made. And I did that. So I'm pretty content probably for a while.
You know, it's funny, actually. I can't really say much because I work towards a similar goal this month. I finally got around to platinuming Lies of P, which, I haven't platinumed a game on PlayStation. I really don't care to, but it's a special game. I thought that's going to be the first one, and I did it, and now that I have done it, I'm like, I'm probably not touching this again for a while, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm burnt out, but I'm like, I don't know what else to do now. Like, I did it all.
Yep.
So, God, I've been bouncing around genres this month. Like, so look, it's like I'm really hungry, but I really don't know what the hell I want to eat.
Yep.
And
you just keep opening that fridge.
I do. And that fridge is my Switch library. I mean, you commented on it. You saw me bouncing in and out of games.
Yep.
So, and
in that aspect, I'm very strange. Like, I don't generally play with anyone anymore when it comes to like multiplayer games or anything. But I love having the friends just because it's like, oh, what are you playing now?
Oh, I love seeing when people are popping
like,
up with random stuff.
I could easily be like, hey, Tyler, what are you playing? What are you playing? And it's like, oh, these are the different things. And I mean, I've found some good games that way too. It's like, oh, what is that? And then I check it out and it's like, oh, that actually looks pretty neat. I'm going to go see what I can find for that. Right? So it's, yeah, I know I've messaged you being like, oh, you're having a hard time, aren't you?
Yeah. And it's weird. The two genres that I've actually really gravitated to this month. So I dabbled in a lot of the fighting games that I have. I suck at them, but like I want to know. I want to get in, like, I want to learn fighting games properly. But that's just kind of been like a hop in and dabble sort of thing here and there. Like, it hasn't dedicated too much of my time, which is probably what I'm doing wrong.
That's definitely a genre I can appreciate from afar, but I don't really care for.
Well, and I think the thing too is like a lot of like people who are diehards, like they find that one and they master it, right? As where like I'm much more of a casual. I like to mess around.
Yeah.
Like I played some Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur's a good time. Some Marvel vs. Capcom. some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter. That one I've actually been having the most fun with, probably because it's basic as fuck. And like hopping in and out. But I think the weirder thing that I've really stuck with this month is boomer shooters.
Yeah.
Oh man, I played a little bit of Doom, but I'm not there yet. I played Star Wars Dark Forces, which for those who aren't aware, it's pretty much a Doom clone, just with a Star Wars skin. It was like a DOS game, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came out on other games, but mostly early PC game. It's so
Here's
fucking
a question.
good.
Is it like Doom or is it like Quake?
See, it's funny because it sits right in the middle. Because like the level design and the aesthetics, it's still like sprite based and more like flat textures and stuff.
Okay.
But the fact that you have, you can run and you can jump and you can actually aim around and stuff like that, in that sense, it's a lot more like Quake. So it very much sits like right between the two of them.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But the thing that I liked about this one the most, because like I like Star Wars, but I wouldn't say like I'm like a Star Wars fan. But this one has awesome level design. Like in Doom, you hop in, you run around as fast as you can to find the exit. This one's like, okay, so you have to infiltrate this base. You got to kill certain guys to get their keys. You got to go through the vents. You got to turn on the power. Like there's almost like a puzzle platformer aspect to it as well.
Right. It's like actual missions.
Yeah, and I don't know. I managed to just plow right through it. I had a great time with it. And then, I went and did Doom 1 afterwards. It's like, oh god. I haven't played Doom in a long time, but like it, at least compared to Star Wars, didn't feel good.
No, I feel like because the change of pace and everything and like also advancements that they made upon it, it does take a little bit of adjustment going from something more advanced to something less.
I'm impressed by it, don't get me wrong, but instead of saying, can it run Doom, we should really be asking, should it run Doom, Like,
oh, fuck.
Oh.
That question is not even a valid thing anymore. It's everything's gonna run Doom, and there's nothing that we can do to stop it.
Yeah. But in a weird kind of like same but different, because the Star Wars Dark Forces was made by LucasArts back when like they actually did shit.
Yep.
And so I played another game by LucasArts this month, and it was a point and click game. It's a game called Full Throttle, and it's so fucking cool. Like, so I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me to say. Like point and click games, when they're good, they're fucking good still. I don't know. It's probably a genre that like very much isn't going to really take off these days. The only disappointing thing is I think I just played like one of the best ones, so I don't know if I'm going to start like diving into the genre, but like the whole premise of it is just like it takes place in this like weird kind of dystopian future where like motorcycles are just the coolest shit. It's all deserts, but like damn, biker gangs are super cool. And you're pretty much like solving this mystery as to who murdered their knockoff Harley Davidson like head CEO of the company or something. It's got a wild story.
As kind of expected too.
Yeah, but this is a remaster of like an old 90s DOS PC game, and so with that, you have the option of the original visuals or updated visuals. And
oh, nice.
I played that whole thing in its classic ass pixel form because I'm sure people could tell me otherwise that the new stuff looks good, but it just has that kind of like flat, bold, like almost like app game looking style to it.
Right.
I don't know. And then also like I'm a sucker for these old DOS style pixels. Like it looks so fucking good. And hey, you're just a biker and you're doing cool shit. It's got some like little mini game sections in it where it's like kind of like Road Rash. It's like really shitty Road Rash, but it's still there. And like the puzzles are really fun to solve. Like just to kind of spoil one early on, it's one of those like it's so stupid, but it makes you feel really smart by doing it. There's a junkyard you're trying to break into, right? And it has a roll-up door, and there's a chain for it, but if you pull the chain down, the roll-up door goes up, but you can't just let the chain go and go in the door because it comes down by the time you do, right?
Right.
But you notice there's a lock latch under the door that's not locked. So somewhere else you find a padlock. You lock the door, and now the chain is tight, so you just climb it over the fence.
Oh.
Like little things like that. Like
that works.
Those dumb little logic puzzles that are just so satisfying.
That's pretty good.
So I would say
that.
Yeah, if you're in the mood for a point and click for whatever reason, like Full Throttle, I think I paid like $3 for it on a sale. It's so much fun. It sucks that like it's the kind of game that like you'll never replay. You do it once.
Yep.
But now I'm kind of looking at like, I've got that Clock Tower remaster I haven't played. So maybe I'll give that a go. It's basically a point and click, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think it wasn't back in the day.
It's one for Super Nintendo, which is so weird.
Yeah.
But
one point and click that I've always thought about going back to, and I just never have, is the Hugo series.
Oh, weird.
You usually had to type things in.
That's
but I
so
just have
European.
I have so much like nostalgia for the demos of them back in the day. It's like I could never figure it out. I never knew what I was doing because stupid little kid. But now it's like, am I a stupid little adult?
Well, and it's funny because
right?
I mean, you were there. Like PC games, point and clicks were like the genre. But like I didn't really grow up with things like what are they, like Putt Putt and the other like Pajama Sam, those like humongous entertainment games.
Right.
But I, of course, as a kid, have probably the worst fucking point and click game to have as a kid, which is Myst. Like, oh no, that's not true. I could have had Darkseid, and it could have scarred me for life. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. I've just been dabbling, and I've been having a good time doing it. This is the year of playing just whatever the fuck I want.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
I did beat, quote unquote, because I'll explain that here in a minute. Actually, Dragon Quest One HD 2D remake. And I have some qualms. So, let me preface this. The whole idea behind me even trying Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, number 1 and eventually number 2, is so I can kind of check out a bit of the past with still being like comfortable. Like we've said it multiple times, like I'm not an RPG person. I don't get it.
I don't know. You're kind of getting it.
Well, I'm not any good, but
you played Chrono Trigger. You learned.
Yeah, but Chrono Trigger's great.
Yeah,
it's also very easy. So yeah, I started playing it and trying to play it legitimately, and then I just got fed up, and it's like I just want to experience like what you had to do back in the day, if you will. Like it's get the experience without the hardship. So I just turned on like fucking easy mode invincibility and just kind of went through. And most of the time I'm just like, how the fuck would anyone get through this? Like obviously people have, but I just can't wrap my head around like old school RPGs.
Well, and I think a big difference as well, and you can kind of put yourself back in the day, like that's what you had, that was it. That's where now we're so driven by comparison.
This is also true. And I mean, we have a lot less time now as well. And we have a plethora of things that we can play. So back in the day, if you had to like sit around and grind and whatnot, that's probably not a big deal. But like even some of the dungeons later on, like I was having things that would have killed me in one shot from full rest.
I do believe the old Dragon Quest games have quite the difficulty spike, yes.
Yes. And I'm so glad I put on that invincibility. Does it mean I actually beat it? No, not really. But I got to kind of enjoy and kind of have like growing up early 90s. Like I can still have nostalgia for something I didn't play, but it's because of the style that it was. If that makes sense. And like that's kind of my goal with like the Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3 HD 2D remakes. It's like I'm not in it for the challenge or anything. I'm just like getting a nostalgia kick out of it.
Well, and
I'm okay with that.
it's coming from a place of appreciation as well, right?
Yes.
You know, you kind of want to
Yes.
see where the roots are, because even if you don't like it, you can at least acknowledge that, like, you know, you like it, just in a maybe different, more refined form, right?
Yes, and it's one of those things like I wouldn't have liked it any other way than I did it, and I wouldn't be able to get that appreciation out of it.
Good. I
I would have just dropped it.
wish I could say the same for Final Fantasy VIII. Oh my god. I'm I'm trying. I'm really trying. And you know what? I'm like maybe 3 hours into the game. Like I'm crossing into new territory here. I've never seen this shit
Yeah.
before. And this is something I will say. I have a little bit more respect for it now, because I look at the GF injunction system, which is like pretty much its identity,
Yep.
and it's trying to take what they did in 6 with the Espers and in 7 with the Materia and make its own thing out of it.
Right.
It's just not fun. I don't know. I'm trying. But
And it's like with Final Fantasy VIII, they also did like a whole scaling system too, right? With the levels, so it's not like you can even grind to get ahead.
you could almost get more ahead by not grinding.
You can, like, people
Yeah.
have. I don't want to speak out of turn because I don't fully know, but I'm pretty sure people have done it like as low possible level as you can.
But I'll get into my further gripes, because it goes into the topic at hand. So
Okay.
we'll get there.
So with my Dragon Quest thing, one game I did play growing up was Dragon Quest 7, or Dragon Warrior, I guess 7 on PlayStation 1, and now they're coming out with the reimagined.
It's a good
And
title.
I didn't know how I would feel about it for a couple of reasons. One, the graphic style, because I'm always going to have that nostalgia for the pixelated old PS1 kind of attempt at pixel art HD 2D for the time, if you will.
Yep.
3D environments with pixel art.
Which is just gorgeous.
So I'm like, I don't know how well I'm going to be enjoying this, and it's also Dragon Quest, and I played it off of playing or played it right after Dragon Quest 1, and it's like, okay, whatever. And I got into it. There's so many things I am fucking enjoying about it. The demo, I guess, because at the time the game's not out, and I am like outright excited for it. And the art style does really good. Like it feels snappy. A lot of the I don't know what to call it, like kind of chibi art styles that I see, it's very like it doesn't do anything for me. Where this has like a chibi art style in a sense that it's very colorful, very lively.
You know what I think
Right?
it is it comes across, it's a weird way to put it, but like more cartoony than anime for you.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it works. It works really well.
Yes, and they're quick on their menus. They're quick on. So that was one of my frustrations, and I'm actually having a frustration with that in the game I'm playing right now. But Dragon Quest 1, the menus, like when you've finished a battle, oh, gotta wait for the thing to show up, and it's like it's your 50th battle in a row. It's like, come on, I know I'm getting my experience, I'm getting this, that, the other thing, and I can't just skip by it.
Yep.
Where this, it goes, the transitions and everything is so fast, and that's something I brought up like way back when at the start of the podcast. Is like the transitions kind of take me out, but with how this is doing it, it's so fast. It's not like trying to make a spectacle out of the 50th slime you've killed. It's just getting straight to the point while still being flashy.
There's a lot of modern sensibilities that are being put into a lot of turn-based RPGs now, like how, for example, random encounters, they've been more made into seeable encounters.
Yes. Enemies on the actual world map, aside from when you're traveling water, I can really appreciate that. And it kind of has that Mario RPG feel. Or I don't think Mario RPG did this, but you can get like a first strike.
Oh yeah, because you could jump on things, right?
Oh yeah. Paper Mario did that.
You could hit them with the hammer and stuff too.
Yes.
Yep.
So that kind of I love seeing that. I think they're doing a spectacular job. I can't wait for the actual full release. I'm downright excited for it.
Is this like the first time you've been excited for a new turn-based RPG?
Yes, and I'm going to make one very controversial statement, I'm sure. I found, and I made this comparison to you. I played Mother 1,
Yep.
and that game is notorious for being like stupid difficulty spikes and so many random encounters.
And just overall cumbersome. Like, I mean, it's menus and it's
I had
inventory limits.
I found less frustration with Mother 1 than I did Dragon Quest 1.
Oh, that's rough because Dragon Quest
That's
1
with
is a
the
remake.
yes.
Oh, yeah. You know
And
what's
I've beat
funny?
Mother 1 a couple times.
Like, I don't know if, like, I don't think this is going to, like, turn you into a diehard Dragon Quest fan. But at the same time, so in Dragon Quest 11, which I think is probably the most commercially popular at this point,
Yeah.
it has a feature where you can play the entire game, you know, as the 3D game that you're presented, or you can play it in a classic, like, top-down 2D style.
Oh, really?
The entire game. And it changes the battle scenes from, like, the 3D battle scenes to, like, the first-person view ones of the original games. Like, they put in way more effort than they had to for a mode that, like, maybe 10% of players are going to use.
That's pretty spectacular, actually.
Right?
No, Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, I am excited for.
Good. I played the demo as well, and it's nice. It's, you know, I'm not feeling it, but it's one of those ones like, yeah, I'll probably play it at some point. Dragon Quest is just feel good RPGs.
Yeah.
So,
Lastly, what I'm currently playing, and this has had its own kind of. You got people who love it, you got people who hate it, and people are in the middle. I'm very much in the middle. Metroid Prime 4.
oh, it took so long to come out.
It did.
Yeah. It's out now.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
That's what I've heard.
I have my qualms with it, just like anything. Enemy variety is just kind of whatever. I guess it is a Metroid game. Bosses are pretty neat. Nothing spectacular though. Nothing like the plant boss in Prime 1. Yeah, comparing 3D to 3D. So we'll stick with that comparison. The bike and the desert. I mean, I felt like it was going to take a lot longer to actually traverse the way that some people were complaining. To that, I'm just going to say grow up because it doesn't take that much time. However, there's no purpose really behind it. Like it is a desert, and you come across a handful of things out there aside from gems that you can run into.
Like it's not as big as people perceive, but it's also not as big as it, or it doesn't have to be as big as it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or it's reasoning for being there is kind of questionable. So like the whole thing that the MacGuffin hunt, if you will, is you need these 5 teleporter keys. And you get one from the tutorial area, and the next 4 are in each corner of the map. And that kind of leads to a dungeon. Okay. So no real exploring. It kind of marks it on your map for you. When I'm talking about like menu clunkiness, Prime 4 is terrible for it. Prime 1 was as well. But like by your 10th missile expansion, and then you gotta wait for it to come up on the screen, and then it gives like 5 seconds before you can hit A to advance.
It's making a pretty big deal of it, but
It's
okay,
like
it's more missiles.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this hundreds of times. Like it maybe for the first time that you pick one up, absolutely. But then like next ones you should just be able to skim right through. I get it.
I think that was a complaint of like the original version of Zelda Skyward Sword. It's like everything you would pick up, like even like the 5 and 20 rupees, it would always be like, you found 5 rupees, and like bring up the whole text box for it and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Would it make you wait 5 seconds before you can advance it?
yeah, it's just unnecessary.
I will say this, like with modern day consoles, it's kind of made me a little snobbish when it comes to loading screens.
Yep.
Because Prime 4 has some loading screens, and it's like, okay, come on, Come on. So that's kind of like a nitpick for the era, but I understand it.
Now, have you tried it in mouse mode?
No.
They put all that work into making the Joy-Cons mice. You gotta play it in mouse mode.
No.
Fine, Mario Paint and nothing else.
Yeah. It's if I was into strategy games, that would be great for it.
Yeah, true.
If I was doing Factorial on the Switch, that would be great for it.
Yeah, Stardew.
Because
good for Stardew. That's more of a me thing, but
yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
So, so Prime 4, it's okay. It's nothing groundbreaking. A lot of people were complaining about the character interaction with one engineer. It's like, oh, this is turning it stupid. Like, this isn't as serious as what is. It's not bad. The voice acting is actually half decent.
Yeah, no, I've heard that was blown way out of proportion.
Oh, absolutely it was. I'll go on record and say the voice acting is better than any voice acting in Square Enix games, aside from maybe 7 Remake.
7 Remake, that's
7 Remake, they're doing a really good job.
But
Octopath Travelers or anything that they have voice acting that they're just like, okay, maybe this is AI, maybe it's not AI. I don't know.
I also played the Trials of Mana remake this month, and I can safely tell you, there's bad voice acting right there. I played it in Japanese this time, and the voice acting was still bad, and I don't even know what that means. So, yeah, no, that's not hard.
No, Square Enix doesn't do voiceovers that well.
No.
Or voice acting that well. I'm not happy for the voice actors.
Yeah.
To do it, but because it's probably an opening doorways, right?
Yeah.
So
you got to start somewhere, and a lot of times too, I think the criticism is best not on the actors themselves, but the direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely,
but so I guess overall, it's like it's all right.
Yeah, it's not a bad game by any means. It's doesn't live up to its hype, but it's not like it's bad.
The weird thing is, its hype is really just about the fact that it took so long.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm of the camp I'd rather a 2D Metroid anyway, so then I got that. It was good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with this intro out of the way, should we get on to the topic at hand of intros?
Yeah, let's talk about intros now that the intro is, I guess, over and cue music. Oh, we don't have music anymore.
No. I'm going to let you take this off because I honestly have nothing planned and I want to see the direction that you're taking this.
Okay, so now that here's the first off. One way to not do an intro is have about 33 minutes of non-stop but we're not a video game. We're a podcast. So,
yes.
No, pretty much how I got the idea was I was watching something and it said how Final Fantasy VII has probably the greatest intro of any video game ever. And that kind of just got me to thinking about just good hard-hitting intros. Not even so much opening cinematics when you boot up the game, but a good chapter 1 or a good hook,
Right.
That thing that really makes you you know nothing about this. You just popped it in the console, it starts up, and this is what it hands you. When it hits, and I'm not even going to argue. I do think that Final Fantasy VII has probably one of the strongest intros in gaming, be it the remake or the original. The bombing mission is so fucking cool. How you have no idea what you're going on, but you're on this mission, and then you go and you fight the scorpion tank, and the music's really good.
You're exploding something, and
you have no idea why, but everything's just really fucking cool, right? And
there's so much shit going on too.
But the cool thing is, and I don't mean this strictly in a gameplay sense, but I will say how Final Fantasy VII is almost the complete package of grab your attention, in the sense that first thing you do as soon as that opening cinematic's done and you're jumped off the train, they don't even let you move. First thing you do is a battle, and you already get to see how cool the battles look. I'm going back to 97 with this, but at the same time, those 3D battle transitions and stuff, that's the coolest looking shit. And you get a knack for exploration. you figure out that, like, you move around the map, you can activate things and whatnot. You'll
No
get into
tutorial
battles.
either.
No, it just the closest thing you get to a tutorial is when you're fighting the Scorpion tank and Barrett's like, use lightning on it or something like that.
But then that's actually implemented in a game. It's not like something that can take you out.
No, that's just naturally occurring.
Because this is bound to come up, tutorial sections, because they're always part of the intros, right? So.
Yep. No, I will get onto my thoughts on how to tutorial when I start talking shit. But, like, Final Fantasy, and by the time the first Mako reactor explodes, like, if you're not invested, you're not invested. But how could you not be after that? That shit was amazing. And then in contrast to that, or comparison, I should say, because I started thinking about the intro to Final Fantasy VI, and I think it's also comes very strong, but it's got a much more different tone to it.
It does.
And instead of, like, the kind of, like, grab you by the collar of your shirt and pull you in approach that Final Fantasy VII has, Final Fantasy VI, you walk up on the top of the mountain in the Magitech armor. Biggs and Wedge kind of give you a rundown, but that opening cinematic for the SNES of just the 3 Magitech armors walking in the snow, holy fuck, I don't know what it is about it, but it just burns itself into your memory.
And the soundtrack.
The soundtrack.
The soundtrack
does a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah.
Actually, going back to Final Fantasy VII, the soundtrack in the bombing mission does not get interrupted. Like, you have the same music when you jump off the train and start the battle, and any coming up battles. Can't talk there. The music doesn't stop.
No, they knew they had something good there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is kind of speaking in a pretty narrow sense. I mean, that's good RPGs getting your attention, and I think that's such a standout thing because it's so easy for an RPG not to get your attention when it's first starting out.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god. Like you said, tutorials can be, you can greatly implement a tutorial, or you can completely lose all interest in one. This is where I'm going to start trash talking Final Fantasy VIII.
Final Fantasy VIII's intro is terrible.
That the intro cinematic, which, don't get me wrong, there's some things like they were really flexing after Final Fantasy VII as, like, the premier
absolutely.
CG artist,
But what did the cinematic have to do with anything aside from getting a cut across the forehead turning into Harry Potter?
It's funny when you watch it, like, the music is really epic. Like, they were like, the Sephiroth theme had choir. We need choir in our opening. We can't make people wait. We need to grab them.
Yeah.
And then you've got the fight scene between Squall and Cypher. And then a bunch of things that will be relevant images flash by. I don't know why one of their swords is exploding into feathers now. And then, after the fight, you wake up in the hospital, and then it's school. We're starting the game with school. And
yes.
I'm not going to say, it's a bad premise or anything. Like, it's actually kind of interesting, but it's so fucking slow to the point where, and this is a cardinal sin with a lot of games, it gives you the ability to just do a full-blown tutorial dump.
Yeah.
And walls of text at the start of a game just explaining how to play the game is a really easy way to make me not want to play it.
Oh, absolutely. Last thing I want to do is a bunch of reading.
Oh, God. The worst part is just reading about things that you don't know, so when you have to put them into practice, you're not even thinking about them, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, RPGs exclusive.
Yeah, you know what? RPGs, there's always going to be a lot of text. When it comes down to like intros, you needed something quick and snappy, like Final Fantasy VII did. Final Fantasy VIII, its whole, like, the cinematic's cool, has nothing to do with anything for most of it. And then going into the school section or doing, like, these little tests to increase the amount of gil that you obtain throughout the game when your salary comes in.
Yep.
It has some major flaws. I still kind of adore it, but you really have to get a good way in before it becomes enjoyable. And by good way in, I mean, like, you've done your your seed exam.
You
And
kind
then
of
it
got to
starts
get the
picking up.
ball rolling, right? Like, there is a
Yeah.
lot of very interesting stuff going on, but the problem is it feels like there's a story here that I haven't been told, which I get it. It's going to tell me that story, but I feel like it throws a lot at you that you don't know about to the point where it's almost overwhelming at the start.
It
Um,
is.
you got to kind of drip feed. And,
You can't information overload people.
well, and here's where I'm going to flip from, you know, Final Fantasy VII's intro grabbing you because it's fully high octane. Here's a much slower intro to an RPG that I think is, if anything, as much or more investing, and that's the opening to Mother 3. Holy fuck.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because that's not even like that much of a tutorial, but it does. Oh, don't forget to equip your weapon when you
You
get
have
that and
that,
whatnot.
and the basics of fighting and whatnot, but like the opening starts out like you're the kids, right? And you're just going up to your uncle's cabin, and it's very slice of life. And then it's shortly after that where you take control of Flint, and it
Yeah.
stays slice of life until like what seems like a maybe minor catastrophe, and then probably the most emotional pixel art I've ever fucking seen. Jesus
Yes.
Christ!
And I remember telling you that before you even played it. And
Oh god,
yeah,
the
no,
emotion
that
behind it is wild.
oh
And I'm not
yeah,
going to
no,
elaborate
that's
to spoil it for people. I think we probably already spoiled it for them before, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't high action, but it was enough to still, like, I'm part of this.
it was enough to show you what the world is about
Hmm.
before it all goes to shit. Um, but it's like it's adorable. It's done in an adorable sense.
Yep.
Um, you know what has a really good intro, and there's really no tutorial
It's that.
with it either, is Disco Elysium.
Okay.
And
Okay.
this is a game that I've wanted you to check out.
Yep.
But so I'm going to spoil like the very beginning for you.
See, this is what's great about talking about intros. It's less spoilers than it is recommendations.
Yes, it's not like ending.
Yeah.
So like Disco Elysium, when you start the game and like have all your character stats and whatnot selected, first off, it's narrative driven. So you kind of know what to expect. And his voice acting is so fucking good. But it starts on a black screen. And it stays there for a while as you're being spoken to by the ancient reptilian brain of yours. And it's like your brain trying to talk to you while you're in a drunken stupor.
All right.
And it's just saying like, oh, we want you to, maybe you should just give up, and or no, you're pathetic, and kind of like downgrading you and all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, what the hell is going on? And then it starts fading in, and you are butt naked with your ass in the air, your face planted against the floor in a trashed hotel room with a bottle in your hand, and you're like, what the fuck did I just do? And then it's like, okay, gotta get my clothes, and then you start walking out, and you start talking to people, realize that you have amnesia, you have no idea what your name is, who you are at all, and you're kind of, there's so much mystery wrapped around the beginning, like how did you end up here?
Well,
What are you? And then you're trying to fake your way through some of the conversations, because it's like you're being called certain things, and it's like, oh, I must be that, and then it's like, oh no, I'm not, but I am this, and it's there's so much mystery behind it. I love it.
So that's actually what I was going to say. And there's such a fine line when games start. If you start me with a good mystery, it's really easy to get me hooked. But it's also not hard to be too vague to the point where it's disinteresting, right?
And I think that's where its voice acting actually leads it quite a ways. Now, when the game first came out, it didn't have voice acting. I don't think it would have grabbed as much. But because the internal monologue that your character has is so in depth and done so well, and the writing is top notch, it really draws you in.
And now here's the thing with that too, and this is where it can get, either great or terrible with that kind of mysterious intro. How long is it till it gets you into the gameplay?
Not long.
See, that also helps a lot. When you get someone curious and then throw them into stuff, yeah, I think it does a lot more to drive them further. And I think my good example of that is the intro to Hotline Miami. Oof. I could go on about this game for a while, but I'm going to try to keep it brief. And the game just starts with you walk into this room, and these three people wearing animal masks are just talking mad confusing shit to you. They're just saying, like, you're a horrible person, but they're also kind of being a little sympathetic to you, but, like, accusing you of stuff. And then you go into a level and kill a bunch of people.
So maybe accurate.
You know, like, we're just not even going to give you the time of day. You're playing the game now. And it's almost one of those things where, like, I want to know what the heck happened, but I'm also going to forget about it until it becomes relevant later.
Yeah.
And, you know, not to say, like, if there's one thing that doesn't have a cohesive plot, it's Hotline Miami, no matter how good it is. But
no, you really have to piece that together, and it's all over the place. Like, take a timeline and throw it in a shredder, and then try and piece it back together.
You know, it smacks you in the face with a fish, and then it says, now cook it, and it says, you say with what, and everyone's gone.
No, you cook a fish, and then it smacks you in the face, and then it's like, oh, that's supposed to be before that.
You know, it's just, get them confused and get them going. But that can also work very much to its disadvantage. I'm trying to think now of a game that starts, like, super confusing. I was going to say BioShock, but BioShock's actually pretty straightforward when you think about it.
BioShock's intro is actually pretty good. Because
BioShock has a really good intro, yes.
Builds that tension, right? Like, you're on the plane looking at photograph, it goes down, then you swim up to the lighthouse, and it's like, oh, there's a dead body on this thing. I forget what was written on the wall in blood or something, I think. But then it's like, okay, here's a little sub, and then you start talking to this guy, and it's like, what is this?
Yeah. You just need to go in it. That's it. It'll be fine.
You know what? There's something to be said about those intros that just give you, like, no indication, no tutorial at all. And the one that's actually coming to mind is Super Mario 64.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of going back, it's like, hey, here's a letter from the princess. Now, you pop out of a pipe and figure it out.
You know what? So that's another one that, like, again, with a fine line, but it was pretty much just how games used to do it back in the day. Probably one of the best openings for just figure it out is Mega Man X.
Yep.
You know, it is designed in a way that you're going to figure everything out, but it's not going to tell you, right? You're going to push buttons, you're going to shoot, you're going to fall in that pit, jump around for a bit and realize, oh, I can stick to the walls. And
yeah,
perfectly conveyed.
Absolutely.
But
it's tutorial through gameplay.
It is. And then to even get you more invested, you get to the boss fight with Vile, he kicks your ass, and then Zero shows up and kicks his ass, and you're like, oh my god, he's so cool. And he's just like, you might be one day. And then you play Mega Man X.
More of leave it to me, get out of here.
Kinda. Oh, so you know what else is a really good game that just drops you right in? Hades.
Yes.
The first one, it's just go. You're probably gonna die.
Fuck you, Dad. I'm out of here.
Pretty much, yeah. And the game knows that you're gonna die soon enough that, you know, they'll actually be able to elaborate what's going on. But until then, play the game.
And Hades 1 does a lot with its narrative. The voice acting is really, really good. And there's so much, like, variety and different types of characters that once you start getting that narrative, it becomes instantly hooking. Unfortunately, Hades 2 didn't do that for me. I do have to get back to it because I don't want to consider it dropped.
See, I do think you should continue with it. It is a fantastic game, and I feel like we'll probably actually do a topic about this in itself, but Hades 2 suffers from the Tears of the Kingdom problem, where when you did it the first time, it was amazing. It's not that this is any worse. If anything, it's probably better, but it'll never hit the same, so it can't be enjoyed as much. At least that was my takeaway.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not big on the characters.
plays a big part in it too. Yeah.
right? Like Zagreus, I was really invested in, and Hades, I know of Hades and whatnot, and like Hades 2. I mean, yeah, I know Kronos, but I
I
didn't know
like the
Zag before. But
yeah.
like, it's just not hitting the same.
I like the cast, but I didn't find them to be as they're still very charming. But I think
They
it's
aren't
the
as
fact that
versatile.
the setting is different now, right? As
Yeah.
where everyone was just kind of living their lives before, now it's like, oh, we're kind of at war, and so everyone's talking about war.
The only thing I understand about Hades 2 is Zagreus did not do a good job afterwards
No,
setting up security.
no, but that's, you know, he was kind of a slacker.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hey, you know what though? In the whole like drop you into the gameplay sense, an example of doing it very, I can't say poorly, but I can say uninviting. And so my game of the year last year, Armored Core. It's 2026. It's a new year. I'm going to start the year by shitting on it. And its first level is so mean to a new player. Holy fuck. And
Yeah,
it seems like
I've
a lot
heard
of
that.
people who try out Armored Core 6 for the first time, they all kind of have the same experience where like they get their ass handed to them on the first level. It does not hold your hand. It gives you very little tools, very information, and also gives you a boss fight that's actually harder than stuff later in the game. And there's nothing worse than starting a new game and feeling like you suck at it.
Actually, it's funny that you say that because there's been so many games that I've started, and I think part of it is like a power trip almost because like obviously I'm going to start a new game after I finish one,
Yep.
and it's like I'm so good and so like tuned into those controls of the game I just finished, and now I'm in this new one, and it's like, oh, this is terrible. Like I'm not having fun and don't find it. And then by the end of it, it's like that was fucking amazing. I've never played such a great game. And
Yep.
then the cycle repeats, and it's almost like no one's expecting to go into a new game and be absolutely blown away coming off the end of like a really good story or really good ending
Yep.
that they had a blast with, right? So it's like if you do Blasphemous 1, finish it with the true ending and everything, and then jump into you know what? I'll say this: Iconoclast. Go from Blasphemous to Iconoclast.
It's gonna feel
Iconoclast is
real different.
fantastic,
Yeah.
right? But those, because you just went from very like end
Slow,
game high
visceral
octane
content.
down to the beginning of a game when it's very slow, and we need to remind ourselves like this is a new experience I've started. But I still have the adrenaline and everything from the last thing,
Why
even
isn't
if it's
everything
if it's
dying?
later, right? And it's
Yep.
just like, oh, it kind of wears down on you, and it's like, shit, I gotta stop taking those experiences into the intro of other games because the
You know,
intro is always going to be like compared to later on, not nearly as good.
yep. Well, unless of course, obviously they give you everything they had in the intro. Can't think of a good example of that at the very moment.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah, all right, Metroid Prime. Did you get the best of the game at the start, and then Star
Yeah.
Fox. Star Fox is just
Oh
that's the
no,
best
my
it's getting.
powers.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, time to start a new mission. Oh no, my powers.
So okay. Funny enough that you mentioned. Well, actually, that's not what it was at all. But I'm going to mention it now. When it comes to the intro of a sequel, how do you think is a good or bad way to handle that? You know, you're expecting returning players, but at the same time, you know, you might get a couple new ones in. So
So
you got to draw a fine line.
this is very difficult. Like, what makes it okay? So, good example of this, and it okay, yeah, sure, technically same game, whatever. Remake versus Rebirth for Final Fantasy VII.
You know what? It handled both of its. Okay, hold on. So, Remake's intro is obviously, you know, it's the bombing mission again, but in 3D, so it's fucking awesome.
Yep.
Rebirth has a really good second part of its intro. The first part of its intro, I don't know if you remember it,
Yep.
but it's confusing as fuck.
So I think it did a good sense in that for fans of the game.
Yes.
Like people who know the original. If you're new, who the fuck is Zach?
There's everyone dead. Who are
Now
they? Why are they
one
dead?
nice thing that they did do, granted it is a continuation of the story, is they had a really good recap because the
They did have
recap
a really
wasn't
good
boring to
recap.
watch.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining. It was very high octane. Going back to the first episode, why I played the first Final Fantasy. I don't know, it's colorful and kept my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. Of course, it's Final Fantasy again. So I think they did a really good job on that front. With the recap, I think without the recap, you'd kind of lose some of that special moment feeling.
But I think also the thing that helps after the Zack portion of the start is because Rebirth starts with a flashback. It's
Yes.
very easy to get new people on board because they already feel like they have info prior to what they're supposed to, right?
Yes, because it goes to essentially the Nibelheim flashback, right?
Yep.
And especially if for whatever reason you didn't play Remake, but you went straight into Rebirth, you have a bit of that background behind you, and you're also understanding why Sephiroth is a bad person.
Yep.
Because you're seeing it firsthand.
So that's probably one of the better examples of an intro that kind of has it all, right? You know, you're getting the new players up to speed, but you're also giving content to the people who are coming back.
And fans.
I think
because you're doing something new too.
So I think an intro that leans more towards we are doing this mostly for returning players is the intro to Mega Man Zero 2, which for the people who are coming back has such wonderful details because the first one ends basically Zero's off on his own now. He's just going to wander the wilds and kill things till he eventually dies, I guess. I don't know.
As you do.
And so when you start it up, he's still wandering and he's still just kind of just killing stuff and finding his purpose. And there's little details like the fact that he's worn out when you start. And when you go into the pause menu, his pause menu is all weathered and beat up. Like he's just been through it, and even his UI is all fucked up. Stuff like that, I think it's very charming for returning players. For new players, they don't know.
No.
Why just start with 2? We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, classic Mega Man games, pick a number.
Pretty
play
much.
it. Whatever.
Oh, this guy's Dr. Wily. Oh, it's Dr. Wily. Oh, it was Dr. Wily in all of them. Oh, no, not this one. Oh, wait, yes, it was.
Yep. Turns out it was Wily all along. Oh, God. Yeah.
What about Metroidvanias? Like, I know I mentioned Prime 1, but like Metroidvania starts that don't start you with any abilities. You, as people who are fans of the genre, you kind of expect a few things, like a dash and a hook shot, maybe, double jump.
Yeah.
Like those are the 3 ones that you see a lot. But like when they start, not a lot of them really start all that like exciting, if you will.
You know, it's funny, and I think a lot of games, at least in the last decade or so, take a lot of cues from Hollow Knight, where they drop you in and they pretty much tell you how to move and jump.
Yes.
And you'll get the rest of the info as you get your abilities, right? Which realistically, for a Metroidvania, you don't need a whole lot more. Or you could play a game like Grime, which has a shit ton of weird mechanics that it gives you at the start. And I think that comes down to just how complicated of a game it is from the start, right? Like, Hollow Knight, you can jump, walk, and swing a sword. As where Grime, it's telling you about there's this very complicated parry system, and also how you're stealing abilities from enemies, and equipment, and etc. Just bloated.
Yeah.
But most Metroidvanias, I find, they kind of just hit you with that silent start, right? They just drop you in, and it's kind of like...
Especially nowadays.
Yeah. So it's almost it's weird to say like don't elaborate on it, but it does seem like if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of approach, you know?
No, and I think theme has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Going back to my previous point, like coming off the back of a game and going into a new one, you know what game I kind of regretted buying when I first started playing?
Shadow Labyrinth?
Oh no, that I do regret buying. Um uh this may surprise you, but Amori.
Oh.
Yeah. So when you're in white space and you're trying to figure your way out, you kind of inspect things. Okay, that's kind of expected. You hear a loud thump. I walked around that room so many times, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, is this a little too abstract?
Hmm.
That like, no, this isn't good. It just so happens I kept missing the knife every time I walked by. Like there,
Oh.
it's all white, so you don't really have a good point of reference.
Yeah.
So I end up missing the knife like almost every time, and eventually I'm just like, okay, Amori, what do I do at the beginning? It's like, how the fuck am I this? No, I just happen to miss it each time, and then from that point on, and start getting right into it, and it's like this is great. And I mean, I've expressed my love for Amori, but like at that beginning, I'm like, the fuck is this? Okay, this really is an RPG Maker game. How did this get a retail version?
Oof. Yeah, no,
Right?
I can
Like,
vouch that that game is pretty damn good. So
yeah. So
now that
it's
said, at least with Amori, I mean that was kind of like when you were just kind of like dipping your foot in the water of RPGs. So I mean,
uh
you can at least kind of say you were like new to the genre
but it
ish.
it wasn't even an RPG thing.
That was an eyesight thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh trying to think of some games that like I definitely ooh, you know what? Um something that I actually really struggled with from the start is Shin Megami Tensei 4 actually.
Oh yeah, me too.
And it's it's one that I will say like, you know, it's got a strong premise to draw you in. Um but its intro is not friendly to players. There's like almost like a visual novel aspect to the start of it where you're just kind of going through menus, going to places and talking to people. And
Yep.
then when it finally does let you play the game, which is the RPG, it kicks your ass.
Yep.
So you're like, I just spent the last 7 hours to get here. I didn't save because I didn't know I was about to fight stuff, and I already died, and I have to start the whole game over again. Um,
Yes.
and I do remember that like shortly after I got SMT4, I put it down for a while and then I went back to it and I would say I don't know if it's like one of my top 10 RPGs of all time, but like it's up there.
Right.
So, um ooh, another thing, it's friendlier now to its detriment personally, but an intro, not even an intro. Yeah, I could say that. Like kind of like your chapter 1 to starting the game that just sucks. Um is most early Monster Hunter.
Oh god, yeah, I could believe that.
The first mission they ever let you go on, barring a couple games, is just a gathering mission where it's go around and pick mushrooms and plants. Like you don't even get to fight anything. You can go kill a couple like little monsters that aren't posing any threat to you. So really you just feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
Um And then when you finally do get to a mission where it's like go fight a monster, it's just like, okay, what do I do? Don't die.
Pick the mushrooms off his face.
Yeah, like you know, excuse me, sir, like I just met him and he killed me 3 times. And I'm like, well, do better.
Right?
So yeah, it's very unfriendly. But I think the thing with Monster Hunter is it doesn't want a tutorial and stuff to do heavy lifting. It wants you to talk to other people to play the game. You know, let other people teach you.
Yes.
It thrives off that community, and I did not have that, and yet I still loved it.
No, because it comes down to like setting and what you're looking for, and do you think you can like? Because even in that instance, you're gonna get a feel for it.
Yep. Now, the intro to, I think it's Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, isn't like that. It actually gives you like a big action scene. There's like this giant sand shark thing, and you're on this sand boat, and you got to shoot it with cannons and stuff, and then you end up climbing on it. Like, it's high energy kind of stuff. My only problem with that is that's not actually what the game's like.
No.
You just kind of do this stuff. Everything else is going to be picking mushrooms and dying, so it's kind of misleading, but at least it's more of a hook, right?
Right.
So
no, it's the intros with that are text heavy. I don't find that appealing, and if it has bad voice acting, I don't find appealing. So I'd much rather one that if it is going to be narrative heavy, it needs to be actually well voice acted for me to give a shit. That's what's going to hook me into actually caring.
good
or
voice acting, or at least keeping the pace going.
Keep it minimal, so I'm kind of learning how to figure it out. Blasphemous did a half decent job. Like you wake up and you wake up dead. And you kind of move, and as you're like going through like the Metroidvania platforming, and it's kind of flashing something on screen to kind of show you what it is, but it doesn't really stop you. I think number 2 it does. I don't think it does in 1. I could be wrong, but it's quick, and once you do it, you're right in a boss battle. So you're right in that high octane.
Yep, taking some huge cues from Dark Souls, which so it's hard for me to assess this now that I'm a big fan of the Souls series, but like I knew that there was something good, so I pushed on, but I can say pretty much the start of any Souls game is that same problem that I just mentioned, that it's very unfriendly to the player.
Yes.
It's funny because I just played a little bit of Dark Souls recently. This is gonna make me sound like an asshole, but it's boring because it's too fucking easy.
No,
but
and
like
that there's something to be said about like the first time is never gonna match any other time.
No, but at the same time, anyone else, like their first encounter with the Asylum Demon after you've just kind of been like killing these half-dead corpses, just with like a small smack on the head, and then it's just like, what the fuck do I do? It's like something better.
So in that kind of scenario, more like for the first time, a great thing is, and it's becoming popular on YouTube, is like getting people's parents or non-gamers to try out Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So there's a series I was watching, I forget who it was, but he had his like 70-year-old dad play through Dark Souls. And he did it. He beat Gwen. But he's never played a video game before. So
it can be done, but there's a struggle.
It can be done, but like Dark Souls, I don't even want to say it has a tutorial, because it doesn't really. It has some messages on the ground that tell you on how to do things.
That's it.
The rest is going to be figuring it out. You don't know about iframes. You don't know about equipment load and what it means to fat roll or skinny jump or whatever you want to call it. Right? It's your same kind of vein as Monster Hunter that you just said, is where you're trying to figure things out, and unless you are playing around, you do not know. And there's something to be said about how good that can be, or it can be a detriment.
You know what the saddest part is? And I realize this comes down to a lot of the problems we have with these. A lot of things are telling me, hey, you should read more. And I'm like, but I want to read less.
I want to be... yeah.
Like, reading is not why I'm here. I'm here to kill stuff. Okay, but this will tell you how to kill stuff. That's that damn reading again.
If I wanted to read, I'd read a book.
Right?
I don't care for reading books anymore, anyways. One is time.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't want to read off a TV screen. If I'm actually going to be in depth reading something, I want to be either quick and concise if it is going to be on a screen, or I'd rather read a book if it's going to be extensive.
I mean, like I said, with the old school turn-based RPGs, I mean, those are basically books with fun stuff to do in between pages.
Yes, but at the same time, there's not too much dialogue in them. They're very to the point. Some of them not the best writing, but you get the gist of what they're going for. Like even if you think about Chrono Trigger, we've talked so highly about Chrono Trigger, but there's not a whole lot of text at one point.
No, whenever they're really kind of expounding on plot, it's pretty snappy, actually.
Yeah.
Which would be the inverse to Golden Sun, which I'm going to say, like, a lot of the reasons why I had so much text is because the text boxes are so small. But at the same time,
Yes.
oh my god, those squeaky pixel-sounding conversations can go on for far too long. Which
Yes, and
is
they
unfortunate.
circle around each other all the time.
Because Golden Sun 1, at the very least, going back to, has an incredibly strong intro. So.
And I think the intro is the only bit I played of it.
Well, I'm not going to say you did the best part. Like, they are good games. But.
And I've heard, and I want to enjoy them, but
You gotta commit.
Yeah.
Same with my journey with 8. Oh, dear God.
With that said, actually, a couple games that had decent intros. Well, okay, maybe the intro was a little slower, but it definitely set the scene pretty good. Was the Lunar games?
Yeah.
Well, Final Fantasy Tactics, like it has a big story. There's lots of dialogue in it, but it was enjoyable and digestible.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know much about Tactics' plot, but as far as I'm aware, like, it's very much a story that kind of really hits close to home, but it feels really grounded, right?
Yes.
And I feel like it probably hits that fine line where we were talking about with Mother 3, where it almost gives you like a slice of light start, like kind of relatable even in its fantasy setting.
Kind of. And honestly, like, yes, it's a fantasy setting, but it's more medieval.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's a lot of Final Fantasy games, they just tend to turn out super wacky by the end. Like, oh, here's this mythical being that's taking control of everything, and that sort of thing, right? Like, oh, it's a god. Not so much with Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics is about like an actual war.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? You could almost argue that it's almost like 16 in that sense.
Interesting.
Because they have like I forget what they called them in 16, but the Guardian forces in 8.
They were
Espers and
called
stuff.
idols, I think.
Idols?
Like EIDOLS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it has those in it where Tactics didn't, but it wasn't just about these idols being the main thing.
No, from what I played in the demo, it was like the threat was you were being invaded by other guys with swords.
Yes, like it was very grounded in its medieval sense while still having that fantasy aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, well, everyone knows of Sephiroth. He's a genetically mutated fucking monster from outer space. Well, who's kind of. I'm very briefly summing that up.
Yep.
So it's no, Tactics is a good time.
Trying to think. So there's like, the good premise and the good plot intros, and it's funny to think of this as a good intro, but fuck, does it ever do its job well? Super Mario Brothers 1-1. I don't know what it is about it. It's just such a simple little playground, and it's just go right. And it also helps that it's like 2 buttons, but at the same time, it's giving you all the information you need for everything to click as soon as you start.
It's easy enough, but it shows you everything that you need to know.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. Same with like the intro to like Sonic or Sonic 2, It starts off like pretty much I'm summing up a lot of games in the 90s where it just put you in a level, but the level was really easy.
Yes.
But that simplicity was enough to get you drawn in. Like, so for example, with Sonic, I think the first its hook is the first major momentum loop or something that propels you really fast.
Right.
You're getting all the information
something
you need
that shows
you
Sonic wants to go fast.
Yeah. Doom E1M1. I mean, use a gun, go shoot people. We're not gonna overcomplicate things.
The secrets are easy enough to find that anyone can find.
Yep. It helps when games, if they're not going to tell you what to do, at least make it easy from the start, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a small ask, but Terrible intro for a game. Tetris. What's the plot? Oh,
You
why
don't
are
need
we
a
here?
plot to sell it to as many people. If you want to sell it to everyone, pack it with Tetris.
What's the story? Squares.
Well, it's based on Tetromino or whatever it's called. Tetramino.
Tetraminos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So
trying to think of
yeah,
when
if
an intro's fumbled
if
the bag for me.
you know, it's actually I like part of the intro, but it overstays its welcome way too much.
Hmm.
Is Earthbound.
I do. I see what you mean there. Yeah, it's
Because
good, but
it's
it's
like, oh,
kind
this
of
is interesting, and okay, this has some quirkiness, and don't go outside with your PJs, and then yeah, you end up going find the meteor and whatnot, and it's like, okay, so there's some shit going on. There's a bee now. But as soon as it turns day, it drags on till you start getting some party members.
it. Yeah, I will say that Earthbound has a pretty slow, and I mean maybe for its time. And I know I'm extra critical on Earthbound. At least I finally played it, so I can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, Onet kind of sucks. I mean, it's charming, but it gives you very little to work with. It's kind of a little directionless. And yeah, the game's pretty rude when you're only one player as well, right? Like you don't even
Yes.
have like any major abilities. It's just hit things with the bat. I don't even think you get your first Psy ability till like after Onet. So,
I think you have it
hmm.
because it's the one that's named after your favorite thing.
Oh yes, that's right. Um,
Actually, speaking on that front, Mother One. I,
oof.
I don't. I don't know what to say about its intro because you get like a text dump
Yep.
about your great granddad.
Yeah, but I would say its text dump is no
It's on
worse
par
than
for
like
NES.
yeah, because I was gonna say like the Final Fantasy like one text crawl, you're
Yeah,
getting about the same amount of information, right?
yeah. It's just one page. It doesn't even crawl. But then it gives you the control over the character, Ninten. And as soon as you walk like 5 paces toward the door of the room, you're in
Lamp.
battle. Lamp comes flying
Yeah,
at you. It's
fight the
possessed.
lamp. Yeah.
Boo!
Yeah. The fact that you can't even get out of your house, which is the first place and you would think the safest place without random encounters
You
is
can't even get out of your bedroom.
yeah, it's pretty harsh. Oof. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something that's actually just straight up lost me on its intro. And
La Mulana.
you know what? I've gotten beyond its intro, and I think the thing with La Mulana isn't even so much its intro not getting me, it's that it's kind of slow.
It is slow
Um
and it is very cryptic.
yeah, so Super Castlevania. Which is sad because that's got a really strong intro. I just don't like the game for some reason. um, oof.
There's so many to choose from, right? I mean, oh fuck.
I'm gonna throw the entire Xbox 360 generation under the bus here, and that's because it's not Xbox 360 games, but that particular chunk of time was when we had tutorial bloat,
Right.
and also everything was just fucking QuickTime events.
Yeah.
It was like the best thing since sliced bread, but it was actually not
Then I was
very
way
good.
too. You know what? If it wasn't overused, fucking all the time and became old quick, it wouldn't be that bad of a gimmick.
No, and sometimes it can be kind of fun if implemented well, but when that is like your
Right.
whole like I'm thinking back to stuff like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which is kind of fun. It's kind of like Diablo with Spider-Man. Um
Right.
but I think every single boss fight in that game was just a series of quick time events.
Yeah.
And that gets old real quick.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Yeah, it's why God of War never really tempted me. I know they did it well, but I know they had a lot of quick time events in their games. And I get it because it makes things more cinematic, but like the third time I'm seeing the same animation, it's not that impressive.
Very much so.
Yeah. Metroid Dread did it really well.
Was there quick time events in Metroid Dread?
In some of the boss fights, yeah. But at the same time, I think they would happen like once in the boss fight, and they would be cool as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's quick time events in Metroid Prime 4.
Ooh.
For boss fights. But only if you get, like, dragon snake thingy goes to eat you. You gotta mash A.
Okay. Okay, so that's not too egregious. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, in Metroid Dread, that first boss fight that you had, where it's like you parry its tail, and then there was a couple quick time events that eventually just lead to you just shooting a missile into its face.
Right.
Stuff like that. Or, like, the Ravenbeak fight, but the Ravenbeak fight's so fucking cool. Oh my god, he's such a badass.
Nothing beats the ending to Metroid 2.
Like
For
Samus
Metroid
Returns?
games. Yeah.
I don't think I know the... Oh, wait, yes I do. Now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
See,
a video game ending.
Yeah. See, all I can think of is like really strong intros, but that's because I like really good games. Like,
Yeah, and they're memorable. I mean, in all fairness, there's always going to be those intros that we just kind of, I want to play this game, gotta get past the intro. I'm just going to block it out of my head.
like
Right?
Trials of Mana did a good intro 6 times, 5 times,
Yeah.
4 times. Some of them aren't that great, but
And that comes down to like origin stories. It's based around the origin stories.
Yep, but they also throw you into the gameplay nice and quick. They give you just enough plot to give you an idea, but they don't bog you down with it.
Actually, you know what has a good intro is Baldur's Gate 3.
You know what's funny? I had no idea how, but I thought that was going to come up somehow.
Well, yeah, its intro is pretty good. I mean, you don't really have context for what's going on, just it does a little cinematic, and then the ship that you're on that had a parasite enter your eye is attacked by another race and ends up crashing, and your whole objective is trying to get out of here, and you have other people that you can save or don't, or because it's a loaded choice, but you're like getting right in the battle and right into the thick of all the different things that you can do right away. And as for like tutorial pop-ups, they pop up on the side, but they don't hinder your gameplay.
Okay.
So it's not like a giant pop-up that blocks your screen. You gotta hit A to confirm. It just
no, it's
gives
giving
you a little
relevant information at the time it's relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, see that I don't mind. You know, context clues and stuff. That's good game design.
Yeah.
For as much shitting as we've done on this channel, this podcast channel that you're all listening to, about Skyrim, I was
going to say, are you going to bring up Skyrim?
Skyrim has a really good intro.
Yeah,
it's incredibly memeable at this point. You know, you're
absolutely.
awake, like
you're finally awake,
and also the fact that when the dragon comes, I can't help but think of Thomas the Tank Engine now. But at the same
you're
point,
welcome.
Like,
if no one knows what that reference is, there's a mod where they replace the dragons with Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know how it's scarier.
And yet somehow it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Skyrim actually, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's so beloved, because people who had never even touched an open world first person RPG, and it's sad knowing how scripted it is once you've done it, but
yeah.
You know, the magic for when you haven't, pretty much there.
Also, the heat of the moment, you actually don't know what you're doing, and you have two people, like, when you're running away, you can follow either one of them, and that's like one of your first major choices. Mm-hmm. I don't think it actually affects anything in the end, to be honest, but you could either go with the blue coats or the red coats.
You know, as far as my understanding goes with Skyrim, it's a surprisingly inconsequential game for some of the stuff that you can do. You know, there's not a whole lot, unless you kill someone who's like got a major quest.
Right.
But, you know,
actually Fallout 4's intro wasn't too bad either.
You know, so I've been watching the TV show. It's great. And I hate that it's kind of making me want to play a Fallout, but not enough to actually do it.
If you do a Fallout,
Do New Vegas. That's all I know.
I would say New Vegas or number 4, to be honest. 3's
So
good, but I don't see that ever coming back. New Vegas has a chance.
the 3 is the one I played and falls under the Bethesda trappings I don't like. So,
Right.
but who knows? Maybe I'll try a Fallout.
Here's the thing. I like Fallout. I like 3. I liked New Vegas. I liked 4. Can't stand Skyrim.
And yeah, I don't know. Like we were talking about this the other day. Like I think I've sunk like 140 hours into Skyrim just to get more mad at it.
Yeah.
So, but I will say, like, I think I find Fallout's setting more interesting. God, I just want to wait to play the first 2 comfortably on my couch.
That's fair.
Yeah. Give me back some of them point and click vibes that I'm so high on right now. So, well, what do you think? Aside from just going on about great intros, you got any more to add to this?
Oh, I'm sure I do, but I mean, what? I don't know.
I don't know. I think really when it comes down to it, like there's a couple key factors that make a really good intro, right? Like you could either start with some mystery, you could pull the player in right away.
Oh, that's where I was going to go with the Fallout comment.
Okay.
Fallout 4, like, obviously, like, you have your character creation, but it's, like, in-game, not just, like, on a menu background, like most games are. So that's nice, but, like, you're looking at yourself in a mirror, and you start right from there, and then you get, like, a doorbell ring, and it's Vault Tech trying to, saying that, I forget if it's saying that you're part of a Vault group, or you won a ticket or something, and, there's a vault in the city, and then the air horns start going off. Like, you're before everything happened.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first Fallout, to my recollection, that you're not starting off in the wasteland. But you and your family, and because the air horns are going off, everyone's panicking, so you're running through the panicked people. And, like, it starts pretty quick. Like, it doesn't take its time getting you there. It goes. And then you're running up the hill, you see people in power armor, and you're running by them, and they're telling you to get this way and hurry up to the shelter and all that. And then you get there, and as you're going down the elevator, the nuke hits, and you see the mushroom cloud as you're descending into the vault. So
that is a pretty strong intro.
That is, it's pretty good.
Yeah, get me in with a good mystery or a good intrigue anyway. Like something like Fallout. I don't think it's so much mystery, like it's just giving you concern, right?
Okay, it is mystery in 4 because like you go down to the vaults and then it turns into like a bunch of crowd chambers and they shove you in a crowd chamber. But you see your like baby daughter and wife, and you see your wife get killed, I'm pretty sure, and they take your sorry, not daughter, your son. And they take your son, but you're like half in cryostasis and half not. And you see you don't know who these people are, just he gets taken, and then it's 200 years later. So there's a lot of mystery there too. So like your whole objective is like, hey, you wake up, you're out of the shelter, your crowd chamber failed, and it's 200 years later, and you know the nuke's dropped. You don't know how long in the future you are. Everything's destroyed. You have no idea what happened to your kid. And
I think the thing
to try and find out.
You know, the thing I think of that I'm intrigued with Fallout is like it's the world, right? The fact that you can go into any vault and each vault kind of tells its own story and stuff like that.
They did different experiments per vault.
I don't know if I see it and it's on sale and I get it. I hope it's not going to be one of those things where I play it for 5 minutes and I go, oh, Bethesda.
Yeah, Fallout plays is very different from Skyrim. Again, I will take Fallout over Skyrim any day. I actually 100%ed Fallout 4 before they released DLC. Because if you're playing on PC and on Steam, you complete something and then they release DLC, it takes away that completion because it has new achievements.
Yep.
It's like, oh, that got taken away.
Oh, that is rough.
The settlement in number 4 stuff is meh, but at least you don't have to interact with it really.
Fair. Very fair. So I guess going back to the question posed at the start of the not the intro, but the start of the proper intro of the topic, Do you think that Final Fantasy VII is the greatest intro of all time? It's hard to say, isn't it?
It is, and you know what? If you asked me, God, 20 years ago, I'd probably say yes. With that said, though, I think remake with that bombing run. I think because it has a bit of a mix of nostalgia for a lot of people.
Yep.
And done new. I think it adds so much more power behind it, mixed with the nostalgia, and it's
And
so
an
good.
adaptive soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, whether it's adapted or not, I'm going to say yes, just because I don't know what else. It's very motivating. I'll say that.
The answer was actually Saints Row 3. When you show up in a giant mask and you shoot up the place and you take off the mask and it was a mask of yourself. I've never played Saints Row 3.
But that is something that happened.
But I think really the roundabout is just the intro can be one of the most important parts of a game, even if it's not the best part.
Yes, and actually, so interesting dev fact, a lot of game developers actually design the intro last.
Interesting.
And the reason is because majority of people are that's gonna make or break them.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure that they are on point with their design choices and everything when they do it.
Especially true if they have a lot of faith in what they've already come up with, so they get what they want people to eventually get to, and then they gotta think, okay, how are we gonna get them there?
Yeah, exactly. And like you have the ending, you can easily go back and touch it up afterwards. But majority of the people you need to be able to hook to keep your retention.
It's true. I mean, if you look at like Steam player counts and stuff, I mean, you can see where a lot of people drop off of stuff. So
yeah, like especially with achievements, because achievements are generally chapter based, right?
I love going into a new PlayStation game and looking at the achievement percentages, especially of like the Souls likes, and seeing where everyone got walled.
Yeah. Oh, that just reminded me actually, a really good intro that took no shit.
Yep.
Was Doom 2016.
I was actually, you know what? That was something I meant to bring up, and I never did.
You wake up strapped to a bed, you crush a zombie skull, and you get up and start shooting shit.
Yeah, no, it's like high octane on crack.
Yeah, the guy tries to give you an expedition about what's going on and everything, and you just shove the screen out of the way, bust it up so you can't talk to you, and you continue on shooting things. You do not give a fuck.
Yeah, Doom Guy does not have time for your exposition, and that's how he likes it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, folks, if you were paying attention, there was just a list of a bunch of games that you should try the intros of. I hope we didn't spoil them for you, but you'll still have fun. I swear to God.
I think it's hard to ruin a intro, especially in a voiced medium like a podcast, because seeing is believing, folks.
Yep. You gotta go see how Shovel Knight starts really strong. Or
does it?
Shovel Knight, I think, it kind of got the Mega Man X thing going on for it.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it ain't no Final Fantasy VII. I'll say that.
No.
But good music. Good music helps with a good intro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you find a knife,
have any more.
All right, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much. I'm at the outro of the intro talk.
The outro of the intro?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Optional Boss. I'm kidding. This has been the Optional Boss Podcast. I've been Josh. Other dude's been Tyler. This is episode 69 again. Nice. And feel free to leave us a review. You can find us anywhere, pretty much, that provides podcasting services. Or you can find us on YouTube. Don't hesitate to subscribe. Makes us feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside. And until next time, we'll see you then.
Bye!